All right, we'll call the meeting to order. We'll have a roll call. And do we have an approval of the agenda?
Motion to approve the agenda.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Anybody here for public forum? See any? We have a motion for the consent agenda.
Make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
I'll second.
Motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, we'll call for a vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. New business. I see Brett's not here for the pay request.
No, but there's a memo or there's a little note in there from John on the cover page as to what it was for.
Okay, I'd make a motion to pay the pay request number 6.
Second.
Ooh, that was tough.
That was close. Seniority takes that
You
one.
take a pick.
We have,
like Russell.
we have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, we'll call for the vote. All in favor of pay request number 6, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. We have the rezoning ordinance for Hirschland Properties.
Yep. So, what was it, 2 years ago? We rezoned it from residential to R2 to commercial industrial to fit the need of the business that was going in there at the time per the request of the property owner. And that has changed, and there's a possibility of a different use going into that property. So the request was to zone it back to R2, which the planning and zoning recommended to do.
I'll make a motion that we rezone that back to R2.
I'll second.
Have a motion and a second to rezone that Hirschland Properties. Any discussion? Hearing none, we'll call for the vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Street patching. Who wants to speak to that? Anything we need to know?
So the quote is for 5th Avenue Southeast, 2nd Avenue Southeast. There's little descriptions after that. So on 5th Avenue Southeast, the sewer had settled in a spot. 2nd Avenue Southeast, there's a frost bubble. 3rd Avenue Southeast, another seal coat bad spot. 1st Avenue Northeast is another area where the sewer settled. And then the trailhead parking lot, there's some water drainage, or there's damage due to water drainage. So those patches will all need to be done before the seal coating is done.
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the seal coating bid.
This is just the patch bid, right?
This one is just the patching. Yep.
Oh, the patching, yeah.
Yep.
Sorry. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Now the seal coating.
So it looks like we had 3 different quotes that came in. Recommendation from Stantec was to go with the low quote on the project, which was from Pearson Brothers, for a total quote of $50,784.30. And it does show the map on the page after that, where it shows you which streets that they're looking at doing this year. So 2nd Avenue Northeast, 1st Avenue Northeast, 2nd Street Northeast, 1st Street Northeast, the north part of 1st Avenue Southeast, and then a chunk on 3rd Avenue Southeast, 4th Avenue Southeast. There's areas, not the whole streets, but just areas on those.
I'll make a motion to approve the low bid.
I'll
for seal
second.
We have a motion and a second for the seal coating bid. Any discussion? Hearing none, we'll call for the vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. And Wayland variance.
Yep, so Corey wants to build a garage next to his house, not attached. And that is an old county road, so there is a 66-foot wide road right away in there. By the time you get 33 feet from the center of the road, and then 25 feet back, he is short 6 feet to keep it even with his house and not bring in a bunch of feet. So the request and a recommendation by planning and zoning was to grant a 6-foot variance for the setbacks so that he would keep it in line with his house, the front of his house. And it was, yeah. It was 19 feet basically from the edge of the road right away to where he's going to build, which is the front of his house. So it's basically the back of that sidewalk on his property is the road right away edge, and then it's 19 feet back from that. So
All right, I'll make a motion to approve the variance.
I'll second it.
Motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, we'll call for the vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. All right. Now ambulance pay and co-director position. First, I want to apologize for not coming to that meeting that you two showed up for. I said I was available, but nobody responded back, so I didn't know it was happening. But anyway, who wants to speak to it?
Did you want me to speak to it? I sure can, because I have quite a bit of info with it. I was actually, I'm shocked. Requesting to add a co-director to assist myself. We, as you know, insurance billing and Medicare, Medicaid rules never get any easier. Compliance never gets any easier. And we've also switched to a payroll timekeeping system to track more of our hours, a little bit more flexibility, put it more on service members to sign up, but also meet our compliance requirements. So he would be helping me with that. Also more with the inventory supply ordering, where I can focus then on billing, and making sure that we're in compliance, we're doing our collections appropriately. Just went through a revenue capture audit, which it's an interesting thing if you've ever went through it. But we passed with flying colors and we have great documentation, so they commended us for that. But also our call volume is increasing. I did some calculations tonight and we are up 10% over last year already. This month alone, in May, as of May 12th, we have had 21 calls for service. That is not including our mutual aid calls that we've had to hear. There's a couple of weeks ago, I think we had one call, for 2 calls, we could have had 4. We had mutual aid come in to help us, just because we were already out on a call helping someone else. For the year, we have already had 108 calls as of today, and we are at day 132. So we're at a call a day. So, of course, a lot of inventory that we go through, a lot of maintenance. Our ambulance is getting a little bit older. We've had to put quite a bit of money into it this year, with brakes and just things that, just because of supply and demand, I think we've had something like 600 trucks before ours. So it's just waiting game, but we have to put some money into it. So Kyle's gonna be able to help me with medication ordering, if we get low, supply ordering and things like that. Do it in tandem. He's with me every day, on day calls. He's doing a great job. But I would like him to be compensated something for it, because that is quite a bit to keep track of on his own. So, but I know I cannot do it myself any longer with the amount of volume that we have and the things that we have to keep track of. With the ambulance pay, the weekend call, I think that has been $50 a day. With our payroll system, it would not match up. It's easier to do a per hour basis. So like if we have, let's say someone can do 6 hours on a Saturday, but they can't do the full 24, which is required. We could have 3 members split up a shift. In this way, if we do an hourly stipend, we can do that. And then the increase in the holiday pay, that is really to incentivize and to, I don't know how you really incentivize it.
Sign up for it.
It's like, hey, we need help. But it's really to help incentivize and just kind of, it's an appreciation for those people that, because they can't travel out of town on Memorial Day weekend. They can't travel 4th of July. And they're taking away from their families. So I think it's the least we can do for them.
Do we have the proposal? I didn't get it in my packet.
There was a cover sheet.
There's a cover sheet in the
in
packet,
the-
page 49.
I just downloaded it from the website.
Page 49.
That's the whole thing.
Oh, there, okay.
There was like 3 different actions.
It's like
I was looking for it.
So yeah, I was requesting that. Also, Kyle would have just my day-to-day stuff, the different things that I have going on. I'm not able to get into the office. I could have him fax off items if we need patients, because we can only fax that way, to request that data. You can pick up our mail if we have any, so we're getting that at a timely manner as well. So, I don't know if he really knows what he's doing, but I hope he takes care of it. No, I think he does.
So basically for the weekend pay, you're going from, on a 24-hour shift, you'd go from 50 to 77. And then with the holiday pay would go from currently 100 to 144.
Yes, correct.
How does Harmony compare with the surrounding towns ambulance service pay wise?
Low.
Like how, you
Like
know,
Spring Valley's like $6 or $8 now. And we're at 2. Chatfield's the same way, Caledonia's the same way. I'm not exactly sure what. Them for a while. But
How's that look on the, based on the number of hours we're doing and what we're billing out? When we first instituted the pay per hour for the for the weekdays, that was my concern. It's like, yeah, we need to pay them to keep people involved.
we're covering our payroll, which is fine.
Yep.
And our retirement is fine. Yeah, our collection rate has been, and now mind you, it's mostly Medicare, Medicaid patients, so that's only a portion. We actually have more write-off with them, but our collection rates, what did I just look at the other week? I think it's like at 55 or 60% of what we total bill. The rest we have to write off, but that is a Medicare, Medicaid, something we can't change. So, And if we need to, we can always, our BLS rate is $8.50, which is low compared to other surrounding towns. I think Preston, BLS rates, trying to think what our sums was, about $1,200.
Total bill was almost $2,000.
Yeah, total bill was almost 2,000, including the mileage, because the mileage rate is higher than ours.
That was a year ago.
That was, yeah. So it's over 1,000, it's about $1,200, I think, for BLS rate in Preston. We're at $8.50, and I think Naples at $8.50, $7.50, $8.50. So there's room for adjustment there as well if we need to increase our billing rate.
And Kyle agreed to do that? And Kyle agreed to do that?
He did. Yeah, when I approached him, he didn't want to touch any of the Medicare and Medicaid billing, any of the insurance stuff. That is its own animal, and he was happy. He's very, very knowledgeable in the maintenance end of it and inventory things before. So, but he's done that before at I think Winridge, and even in his current job, he takes care of inventory. So he's always.
Anybody else have any questions?
So you
Concerns?
have a list then of what each person is gonna do?
Mhm. Yep.
Okay, I
I
kind
can-
of feel like that's something that the personnel committee should have.
Sure. Yeah, if you
No.
want, yeah, I can. Like a delegation of duties, they're like kind of what,
Right, if we're
no
gonna
one really
be,
knows what we do, I guess,
Right.
either. We're responsible for, medication wise, what we carry, what we have to carry, what we're required to carry, any equipment. We are having an ambulance inspection, from the state Monday. So that naturally our ambulance alone has to be gone through and everything up to date. They will pull a random gauze pad and say, hey, this is out of date, and make you throw the whole box if they need to. So, but yeah, that's just something we do with inventory. And all of our service members do inventory. It's just part of your day-to-day or weekly ambulance inspection. So, but I can give you a list of,
yeah, I would like to see
sure,
the breakdown of, what is gonna be his responsibility, what
Yeah.
is your responsibility?
I agree, like a percentage of who's doing what based on,
Yeah.
I don't know where this 500 came from for his salary.
I honestly, I plucked it out of the air and I hope it's stuck to the wall with the council. I will be completely honest.
Well,
I
and
kind of
know-
wish this would have went through committee and all this information done. So you guys would have a recommendation on all this and do your due diligence on that for us, I guess, because comes an ambulance, I get confused too on who's paying what. I mean, the city,
City pays nothing.
City pays nothing.
so the city pays nothing of that.
No, there are no levy dollars. If you look at your levy, there are zero levy dollars to the ambulance service. We are 100% self-sustained by the billing that we collect or the collections if we have the ability to go through revenue recapture and levy that way to get people to pay for uncollected for that have not paid their ambulance bill. But we have not asked the city for, I want to say, well before my time. It's probably been 20 years, over 20 years since the Harmony Ambulance investment for the new city. No, we don't, we get per capita fees from our townships, but not the city. of Harmony.
I guess I don't know how to fairly justify a $500 payment without knowing what part of $1,000 that we're paying for the director and then how much for an assistant now. Because I guess that's my biggest thing. So I
If
mean,
you
if
wanna
like,
table it, we can table it and have a personnel.
that's
committee
kind of
meeting
what
and
I'd
go
like
through.
to see is get this tabled till
Most,
next month and then you guys can see, Tara and the committee can see and go through and kind of evaluate the value, I guess, and see what work is getting delegated to what.
so what I would say is if you look at Spring Valley setup, they have 3 part-time directors. I don't know what they get paid, but it's more than what we're paying these two. If you look at the city of Preston, they have a full-time director and a part-time, 2
They have
full-time
two.
people paid. City of Chatfield has the same. Rushford has a full-time paid director.
And Caledonia has a full-time paid director and assistant director.
But once again, if we're gonna start
So
talking
what
about
I'm-
that,
what
I'd
I'm
like
gonna
to
say
see
is-
call logs from like Rushford compared to what our calls are.
They're
You
pretty
know,
comparable.
I mean,
And what I would say is.
I know Rushford's getting called out all the time on the page, right?
There's,
All the time.
yeah, and some of them have two ambulances too, but I think it's good for us to just look at it as a personnel committee. My big thing is, I remember when Eileen was the director, half of her salary and possibly more towards the end. But I know for a good part of, a good number of years, half her salary was ambulance. So that was being expensed out of the ambulance fund. And so when, of course, as a city, now we have a administrator and a deputy clerk. So a lot of that's due to the accounting requirements. They continually tell us we don't have enough separation of duties in the office. But I look at it as if the ambulance fund can support it, I think those dollars are available without being a hit to the taxpayers. But I agree, we should look at it as a personnel committee.
I'll make that motion to table it till next month so the committee can take a look at it and come back with a recommendation.
They're willing to do it, I guess I would second it.
There's motion and a second. Any further discussion?
So are you just tabling, are you tabling all of it, or are you tabling
No.
just the director and assistant director?
Yes, just that. I don't have an issue with the other.
I just wanted to.
Okay, so we'll do a separate motion for the other if somebody brings it up. So we're tabling the assistant,
Co-director.
the co-director.
Yep.
Okay. Hearing no further discussion, we'll call for a vote on tabling the co-director until next meeting. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed? Abstain?
No.
Okay. Motion carries.
Then I'll make the motion to approve the weekend pay and the holiday pay raise.
I'll second that.
Any discussion? I would just like to say, I think I would like that to be temporary, be reviewed at the end of the year
What's that?
to make sure the ambulance fund is supporting the new pay. Would you amend your motion?
Would it be like, are you thinking 6 months, end of the year?
End of the year.
What do you
Yeah.
usually have on a weekend or a holiday? Is it 2 people or 3? Or
We're mandated to put two. It's a minimum
so what,
staffing
2 you're
requirement.
looking at?
We try to.
You're looking at 300
We try
bucks.
to run three. I will be very honest. We are a unicorn in the state of Minnesota where we still run three.
No, and I don't have a problem with that. I'm just.
No, but
looking
like,
at-
if you look at budget wise, I always look at our budget and I budget, when I do our budget for payroll, I budget for three all during the week, day shift, night shift, weekends. Not all the time do we have that.
Yep.
You
I
know, people
understand.
take off and what have you. So, and not all the time are our weekends just, staffed, with three. So there's some wiggle room in my budget for,
Mhm.
I just, when I say I want it,
I don't think you can go backwards. I don't know how you go backwards from $3 in 6 months, but I don't know how that review would look, but we could discuss that.
how what?
If you wanted to review it to see if it's sustainable in
How do you
6
take it
months.
back down to $2?
I don't
after you
know,
get
I
the
don't
pay
know
raise?
how you would go back down to,
You'd have to move other chips like raising fees.
yes, we'd have to do some other stuff. I think you'd have a lot of pagers if you went backwards in pay.
I would,
It-
you just said there
it-
to a
it's
point is
easy-
if
It's easy to
we need to
move.
review it at the end of the year and say, okay, if it isn't sustaining itself, then do we need to raise the fees?
It's easier to
Right.
raise fees than to raise per
Hmm.
capita fees. When I first became ambulance director, I found out our per capita fees hadn't been raised for over 9 years. And we are actually pretty low on the per capita rate. So there's a lot of wiggle room and a lot of movement and a lot of variables in play.
I'm just looking at it, it's like a 50% increase in costs, in the labor cost. That's a large increase.
It's a lot to run an ambulance service.
What's that?
It's a lot to run an ambulance service. I have over $5,000 of repairs to do right now, body repairs, plus maintenance. I mean, it's a lot of money. We have tie rods going in next, and
Yeah, no, I'm talking about the labor.
It's a lot of money.
I'm
So
talking about the labor and the employee costs going up 54%. And
we are on the low end on labor costs compared to other stuff. So,
It's a recruitment.
and it's a recruitment and
Right.
retention.
You gotta
Absolutely.
retain them.
That's the way I look at it.
Really more than anything.
You gotta retain them.
Because
We've
they're not
We've
knocking
got-
on our door to come
got
to
how many
volunteer to do
that could
this.
retire tomorrow?
You've been on for how long?
20 years.
So,
Here.
all right. We had a motion and a second.
Yep.
And that was to approve the weekend pay increasing to $3 an hour and the holiday pay increasing to $6 per hour. Those are the weekends, right? Well, holiday, yeah.
Holiday,
Yep,
yeah.
Yep.
Christmas Day, New Year's Day. That type of stuff.
All right, any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Hearing none, motion carries. Oh, abstaining?
which you should too.
I'm not going to.
Clearly.
All right, motion carried. Let's see. Building and maintenance report is our
Got nothing.
UV is
Up and running.
Yep.
up and running.
Been up for, what, a month and a half or more?
Yeah. Chlorine usage going down?
Water usage is nil. Water usage is way down.
Oh,
Way
nice.
down.
Yep.
Oh,
Wow.
So,
Looking good.
looking good.
all right. EDA board. See the minutes attached. Did we have anything we needed to approve for that?
I don't think there are any approvals. If you'd like, I could give a quick update on the data center conversation Alyssa and I had yesterday with the attorney.
Yeah.
So at the EDA meeting, we told you we had one scheduled. So we met with him yesterday, and he had gone through the notes that we shared that Katrina put together from all those meetings. And so that was his chance then to ask us some questions just on some of the background and why certain things were important and whatnot. So we did our best to kind of recap what the conversations were. And he's going to now go to work drafting an initial draft and expects, he estimated 6 weeks more or less. So sometime in mid-June, end of June, we should have that in our lap to then start reviewing and picking through. And I'm sure there'll need to be adjustments. I doubt it's going to be perfect in the first shot, but I think he understood and is on a good track. There were a couple of things to, like the noise. We had discussions about noise levels, and this is where his experience is helpful. He was talking about how the MPCA preempts local governance and some of the noise issues. So there might be some things like that that we're expecting that we just can't do in the same way we thought we wanted to do. So more to come on that, and that's just a quick where we're at with that.
Thank you.
Okay, Harmony Chamber.
That update is in your packet as well.
Okay. The Park Board meet?
We meet Thursday, or no, that part.
Stay in your own committee, man.
Library Board?
I don't even want to be on. I don't even want to.
Hi, Kara.
We have a volunteer policy and liability waiver, et cetera. So that's what I came, and I also have, if you want to read the policy, it's here. And then it's 2026 summer reading, June 4th through August 1st at the library on Earth a Story. So there's that if you want it.
All right, thank you. Arts Board?
We meet Thursday night. Haven't done that yet since the last meeting.
Okay. Anything from the fire department?
Raffle tickets are out. Get your raffle tickets so we can pay for the fireworks.
Sheriff's report, you see attached?
Yep.
Anybody have any questions or comments? I would mention that trail is June 6th.
Yep, the non-biker
Is that 6th?
trail ride is June 6th from 10 till 2, I believe. And there's sign-up sheets at the city office and at the chamber, the visitor center. So they're trying to get an idea of how many people are gonna go.
Mhm. And people are invited to ride their bikes also, but if they don't ride a
They-
bike, they could get on a wagon ride.
Yep, it'll be trucks pulling wagons. So, yep.
And Vicky mentioned there'll be a ribbon cutting, probably out at the cave.
Okay.
So I'm not sure who's in charge of that. It's either Vicky and Cindy Ofstedall. I think are coming up with that. Probably in coordination with the chamber.
Speaking about the trail too, they are gonna be doing some maintenance on the trail between Harmony and Preston. So that will be happening this summer. So kind of keep your eyes open for that.
I think,
I thought somebody talked about it.
they talked about it at the ED meeting, and I think they backed it up a little bit.
They did back it up. I was
Mhm.
just looking for the notes
I
in
want
here.
to say September.
Which section again?
It's from town to 305th
305th?
was what Dan was talking about last night. I don't know where he found it.
No, a lot of it's on the bridges or the little culverts. Yeah.
Culvert, yeah.
Yeah, they're doing some public work. There's a lot of.
So when they do that, is it closed completely?
No, I'm not positive.
Yeah, I read through the thing and it didn't really say that it's like shut down, but. I would think there'd be times it would have to be.
So it says that there's been a delay with the trail repaving project to the north. And it looks like originally they'd hoped the project would be completed by August, but now they're tentatively expecting the contractor to start work in July. So just, they're thinking July through September. But he did not say anything about it being closed, so. But I can definitely do some checking on that.
Yeah, that'd be helpful. All right. Anybody got anything else for our meeting? Brian?
I just got an update today. Terry's new pickup was on the train on the way to the cities. So that's what you see that.
Okay. All right. Hearing nothing else, we're adjourned. Thank you.
one.
Derailed.
That thing has been old since I moved. And that was a long time ago.
Somewhere more than southeast.
Train cars.